صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين وحبيب إله العالمين أبو القاسم محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
I start in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, the one who has created everything in utmost perfection. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام.
The month of Ramadan is the month of forgiveness, the month of mercy, the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and most importantly, the month of charity. Inshallah, my brothers and sisters, I'm going to start by speaking about the most important acts in the month of Ramadan. Now, most of you know in the month of Ramadan, most deeds are multiplied by thousands, my brothers and sisters. For example, there's a lot of hadiths that state one who reads one ayah of the Quran, my brothers and sisters, one ayah, it is as if he's read the entire Quran. So my brothers and sisters, for those of you, for example, some say, I feel like I could do a lot better in life. This is your chance, my brothers and sisters, the holy month of Ramadan, to get closer with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At minimum, read Quran every day. Read Quran as much as you can. You have free time, read Quran. في عالم يقولوا إنه ما بعرف كيف أقرأ القرآن. My brothers and sisters, you can also listen to the Quran. There's a hadith that states one who listens to the Quran is just like one who reads the Quran. They receive the same ajr. So my brothers and sisters, if you do not know how to read the Quran and you want to get very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during Ramadan, listen to Quran. You can now just go on your phone and type in Quran recitation. Anybody you would like. Listen to that Quran. Like I'm saying, if you have any free time, listen to Quran. My brothers and sisters, of course, the most important thing during Ramadan is forgiving people. What did I say in the beginning? It's the month of forgiveness and the month of mercy. Shahr tasamuh. If you know somebody that you're in a fight with, if you know somebody that you're in a dumb argument with, forgive them. There are a lot of hadiths that state one who goes to heaven, he's not allowed to enter heaven until everybody he's gotten into a fight with has forgiven him. So let's say you're in a fight with your friend and he hasn't forgiven you, you're not allowed to go into heaven. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to bring him, and if that person decides to forgive you, you're allowed into heaven. If not, Allahu a'lam what happens. So my brothers and sisters, if you're in a fight with somebody, forgive each other. You don't want a dumb mistake in the dunya to affect you so much in the akhirah. Your whole akhirah is going to be gone. Your heaven, you're not going to have any more heaven. According to the riwayat, one of the most hated things by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is hypocrisy, my brothers and sisters. It's hypocrisy. In the month of Ramadan, try moving away from your bad traits as much as you possibly can. Right now, if I ask you, my brothers and sisters, what is one thing? What are some things you would like to change about yourself? Take a minute and think, what are some things you want to change about yourself? Of course, I don't want to invade your personal space and things that you think about in your mind. But what is some things you want to change about yourself? Of course, things such as my appearance, the amount of money I make yearly, not those type of things. Because of course, those things can be earned. I'm talking about your own traits, your trust, your hypocrisy, stuff like that. My brothers and sisters, in the month of Ramadan, you should go towards changing yourself for the better. There's a lot of people, especially in this community, that have traits of hypocrisy. Now, the youth, when they think of hypocrisy, they think of one that he tells somebody to do something and he doesn't do it. Of course, that is a definition of hypocrisy. But my brothers and sisters, the definition of hypocrisy I want to talk about today is the definition of one who performs better when there's people looking at him. For example, if you want to take it from an Islamic standpoint, there's somebody praying, let's say. عم بيصلي. ما في حدا قدامه، ما في حدا عم بيشوفه. دغري بيصلي صلاة الظهر والعصر 3-4 دقائق. He's praying Salat al-Dhuhr wal-Asr. It's taking 3-4 minutes, my brothers and sisters. Then you have, let's say for example, a Sayyid at your house, a Sheikh at your house looking at you. What is he? He's praying for 15-20 minutes. This happens, my brothers and sisters. The Imam says it's not the fact that he's trying to impress the sheikh, trying to impress anybody. It's not that. It's the fact that when he sees somebody, when he has an audience, he becomes energized, my brothers and sisters. He becomes energized to the point where he wants to impress them. So my brothers and sisters, if you have this trait to the point where you just do good acts, to the point where you just want to impress people and for people's approval, say, oh, this person did good, oh, you did good. My brothers and sisters, this should not be the reason that you're doing good acts. And in the holy month of Ramadan, you shouldn't have to do so many good acts to get a lot of hasanat. Like I said, hasanats are multiplied by 1,000, my brothers and sisters. Simple acts, like we said, such as reading Quran, multiplied by 1,000. They say, somebody once asked, Rasulullah
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
Ya Muhammad, what is the reward of praying Salat al-Layl? He wanted to know what is the reward of praying Salat al-Layl. Because like you guys know, Salat al-Layl is a mustahab prayer. It's 11 rak'ats. It's 4 and 3. So he wanted to know, it's such a long prayer, it must have a bigger reward. So he asked, what is the reward of Salat al-Layl? Nabi Muhammad then responded, the reward is so big that I can't even explain it with words. So my brothers and sisters, another thing to start in the holy month of Ramadan, and of course I'm speaking about the acts that you should start in the holy month of Ramadan, Halla aw shahr Ramadan. We don't want the month of Ramadan to end and now you're just getting used to the rituals. You're getting used the best ways to acquire hasanat. We want to start from the beginning of the month, and you want to do these things daily so you could get as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as possible. What did Rasulullah Muhammad respond with? The reward is so big, it can't be explained with words, my brothers and sisters. If that's the case, that means the reward of Salat al-Layl is so big, it's so amazing. So my brothers and sisters, if you're not praying Salat al-Layl, try start praying Salat al-Layl. I can't explain how important Salat al-Layl is, just like the Prophet said. And my brothers and sisters, I'm letting you know, once you start praying Salat al-Layl, you're going to feel like you can't stop, just like Salat al-Subh. When you start praying Salat al-Subh, there's, especially the youth in the community today, they don't feel like getting up in the morning at 5:40, at 5:30. It's too early for them. They say, no, I don't want to get up. But my brothers and sisters, you get a bigger reward for Salat al-Subh due to the fact that you're getting up, my brothers and sisters. خلينا بصورة 5:30 6:15 وعم تقول للشيطان زيح من هون. You're telling the shaitan, move out of my way. I want to pray Salat al-Subh, move out of my way. My brothers and sisters, it's 2 rak'at. 2 rak'at. It's not going to take long for you to get out of your bed. Well, it's not going to take long for you to get out of your bed and just pray Salat al-Subh. You're going to feel so relieved. And my brothers and sisters, these 30 days of Ramadan, these 30 days of this holy month, Shahr Ramadan, they will not count if you're not praying Salat al-Subh. So do you really want to be fasting 16 hours of the day? 16 hours of the day, you want to be fasting? You want to be praying Salat al-Dhuhr wal-Asr? You want to be praying Salat al-Maghrib wal-Isha? You're not praying Salat al-Fajr? You want to know what that means? Some sources state you must do all the wajib acts for your fast to count. As we know, Salat al-Fajr is wajib, so your fast will not be counting, my brothers and sisters. So make sure you're praying Salat al-Fajr. You don't want to have all your years of fasting for, let's say, somebody 40 years old, 35 years old. Just imagine how much times he might have forgot about Salat al-Layl. Just imagine how much times he must have not prayed Salat al-Layl in his years of fasting. So my brothers and sisters, as little as some people think Salat al-Fajr is, it's only 2 rak'at, it can make or break your fast. It's either going to have your fast broken or it's going to have your fast maqboola, my brothers and sisters. So I want to go back to the question, what is one thing you would change about yourself? And like I said, it shouldn't be anything materialistic, such as plastic surgery, such as the amount of money you're making a year. It shouldn't be something like that. It should be, like I said, your trades, getting closer with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They say once Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam said, I'm so happy I have this gray beard. I'm so happy I have this gray beard. When people heard Prophet Ibrahim saying that, they said, why are you so happy that you got a great beard? That means you're getting old in age. What are you so happy about? He said, I'm so happy about this due to the fact that I got this gray beard through spreading the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. MashaAllah. He spread the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he's happy he got got a gray beard. My brothers and sisters, the things that you shouldn't want to change are not your race, your color, if you're black, if you're white, if you're Arab, if you're Persian, if you're tall, if you're short. Those stuff shouldn't matter. The things you should change are the things you earn in your everyday life. Getting closer with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Becoming trustworthy, becoming good in people's eyes. Those are things you should want to change about yourself. Let's say people don't think you're trustworthy. People don't think you're trustworthy. One thing you should work towards is making people think you're trustworthy. Earn people's trust. You shouldn't want to change these little things in life, because honestly, those little things in life are irrelevant. So let's say your mom, you think she's the most beautiful person in the world, correct? You think she's the most beautiful person in the world. Do you think that off her beauty, or you know the way she acts, through her actions, she's the most beautiful person? Through her actions, correct? Because right now, if I go and ask 100 kids, who's the most beautiful person in the world, what are they all going to say? If you give them their mother, or person X, anybody, the most beautiful person in the world, they're going to say their mother. And it's clear as daylight, 99 other people would pick the other person. The reason for that is because they know their mom. They know the way she acts, the way she talks with them, the way she treats them. They're going to think their mom is the most beautiful person in the world. They're gonna say, yes, my mom is the most beautiful person in the world, correct? That just goes to show looks don't matter, my brothers and sisters. Looks don't matter. Like I said, the color you are, black, white, Persian, Asian, Arab, it doesn't matter if you're tall, if you're short, if you have plastic surgery done. It doesn't matter. My brothers and sisters, the only thing that matters is the way you treat other people. The traits. If you're trustworthy or not. If you're easy to speak to. If you're a giving person. So my brothers and sisters, in the month of Ramadan, the most thing you should move towards, the most thing you should try improving yourself on is your daily traits. The things that you take with you every day, and the things that are going to make you approachable or not. The things that are going to make you likable or not. And those things could easily decide your dunya or your akhirah. For let's say, trustworthy. If you're not trustworthy, then there's a reason you're not trustworthy. You must have lied. And we know in Islam lying is a sin. So that could easily make or break your akhirah. So my brothers and sisters, the thing I want to say is make sure in the holy month of Ramadan you're getting as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through these actions. Like I said, these actions are very small, such as I said, reading one ayah as if you're reading the whole Quran. Surah Al-Kawthar. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصلي لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. Those three, Sadaqallahu alayhi al-azim. Those three verses I just read, my brothers and sisters, it is as if I've read the Holy Quran 3 times. How long did that take me, my brothers and sisters? That took me 15-20 seconds. 15-20 seconds, it is as if I just read the whole Quran. I just received all those hasanat. That just goes to show how easy it is, my brothers and sisters, to receive these hasanat. Like I said, the month of Ramadan is also the month of charity, my brothers and sisters. Of course, in this holy month, we're not able to be outside as much as we usually are. Usually in the holy month of Ramadan, people are giving a lot more. People are at the mosques a lot more, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, my brothers and sisters, if you know anybody that needs help during the month of Ramadan or any time, give them, help them. It's a huge reward for giving people stuff, especially if they're in need, and if you give them something, you won't be affected. You receive a huge reward. Let's say you have $100, my brothers and sisters, and there's somebody in need. Do you give them the entire $100? No, my brothers and sisters, you don't give them the entire $100. You give them enough just to the point so you yourself are not becoming in need. So you yourself are stable, my brothers and sisters. So my brothers and sisters, please, in this holy month, the most important thing is improving yourself. And inshallah, get used to these rituals very early on. Because before you know it, it's going to feel like the next day, and before you know it, it's going to be the last day of Ramadan. هتكون آخر نهار رمضان وهتقول أوف. How did it pass by this fast? How did it pass by this fast to the point where yesterday it felt like it was the first day? So my brothers and sisters, make the most out of your Ramadan. It happens once a year, and in this holy month, rewards are multiplied by thousands. And my brothers and sisters, it does not matter how you enter the month of Ramadan. It does not matter how you enter the month of Ramadan. You always got to finish strong. You always got to leave the month of Ramadan strong. You want to leave the month of Ramadan strong. There's also a hadith that states, during the holy month of Ramadan, the gates of heaven are wide open and the gates of hell are closed, my brothers and sisters. MashaAllah. That means that it's so easy to get rewarded, it's so easy to get hasanat, that the gates of hell are closed. So my brothers and sisters, during this holy month, nobody should be sinning, nobody should be breaking their fast for reasons such as, oh, I need to smoke my jewel, I need to smoke, I have an addiction. No, my brothers and sisters, that is not a good reason to be breaking your fast. There's a lot of people that might break their fast over that reason. My brothers and sisters, trust me, it's not worth it. Selling your akhirah for your dunya, it's not worth it. بالآخرة Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول بسنة 2020 you broke your fast. You broke your fast because of a jewel. You broke your fast because your addiction tapped in. My brothers and sisters, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر صدق الله العلي العظيم. My brothers and sisters, the next topic I would like to get into, and this occurs in the last 10 days of Ramadan, is Laylat al-Adr. The time in which Rasulullah first received his revelation. The time in which Rasulullah became the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was the year 611. Rasulullah was just reaching the age of 40. And they state that Akhi Jibreel came down onto him. He said, Ya Muhammad, Iqra. Rasulullah said, I don't know how to read. Qala Akhi Jibreel, Iqra bismi rabbika allazi khalaq. They say Muhammad began to read. They say Muhammad began to read. They then say Muhammad أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
ثاني على حب الزهراء
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
ثالثة على حب أمير المؤمنين
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Yeah, like I was saying, Rasulullah then goes to his house. He tells Ya Sayyidah Khadija, I just saw a light shine on me in the cave of Hira. When Sayyidah Khadija hears this, according to the sources, she goes to her cousin Warwara. She goes to her cousin Warwara and she tells her what happened. What happened to Muhammad? A light came down onto him and he told me this happened and this happened. When Warwara hears this, she says, tell him not to be scared. Tell him don't be scared. Khadija asked why. A light came out of a cave. How is that even possible? Why should he not be scared? And my brothers and sisters, this just goes to show how trustworthy Rasulullah Muhammad is. My brothers and sisters, he first told Sayyidah Khadija about this incident. Let's say if somebody came up to you and told you this happened, something this crazy happened, a light came out of a cave. Would you believe that? That a light just came shining out of a cave? A light so bright? Nobody would believe that. This is how trustworthy As-Sadiq al-Amin was. People trusted him so much. Sayyidah Khadija was the first person. She was also the first person. You know how much trust you have to have in somebody to believe something like that? And to be the first one? You know how strong you have to be to believe in somebody like that? Sayyidah Khadija believed in it. They say that what I tell Sayyidah Khadija, tell Muhammad not to be scared of this. Tell him not to be scared of this. This is the light that came down on Moses. That man, Nabi Muhammad,
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
That man, Nabi Muhammad, he is the prophet of this time. Tell him not to be scared and tell him to welcome it. He should not be scared. And that is how we're going to get into the next topic. Laylat al-Qadr, my brothers and sisters. During the last 10 days of Ramadan, you go to the mosque usually 3 out of the last 10 days, and you get very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You go from about 10 to 10 or 11 o'clock to about 4 to about Salat al-Fajr. During these 7-8 hours, you should be working towards getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a hadith that states, on the nights of power, referring to Laylat al-Qadr, on the night of power, angels descend. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. Laylatul qadri khayrun min alfi shahr. Tanazzalu al-malaikatu wa ruhu fiha bi izni rabbihim min kulli amr. Salamun hiya hatta matla' al-fajr. Tanazzalu al-malaikatu. The angels descend. The angels begin to descend on this holy night, the night of power. They're in between all of us. So my brothers and sisters, during these holy nights, during these 3 holy nights, get as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you possibly can. A lot of people are saying, this year, I'm demotivated. I'm demotivated because of the fact that we're not able to go to the Maraqis. We're not able to go to the Maraqis. I feel like I can't get as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as I possibly can. My brothers and sisters, that should not be an issue. It just goes back to hypocrisy again. If the only reason you're doing Laylat al-Qadr is at the mosque, it might be because people are around you. Some, of course, they have that pure niyyah to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some might only do it so people look at them and say, wow, this person is religious. Well, this person is close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, my brothers and sisters, at home, it should be the same thing. At home, you should feel as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you were last year in the mosque. And my brothers and sisters, nothing should be holding you back. Like I said, you have this phone, use it wisely. During these 3 nights, read Quran, read Ad'iyah. Do as much as you can to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't want the holy month of Ramadan to end and you say, Ya Ret عملت أكتر. Ya Ret صليت أكتر. Ya Ret قريت Quran أكتر. My brothers and sisters, if you don't build these habits in the holy month of Ramadan, let's say for example, as ما بتبلش تقرأ قرآن بشهر رمضان. أنت مفتكر بعد شهر رمضان بدك تقرأ قرآن؟ Do you truly believe after the holy month of Ramadan you're going to say, oh, let me start reading Quran now? It might happen. Of course. Anything can happen. But 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. And you're asking why. Why is that happening? The reason for that, my brothers and sisters, is due to the fact that during the holy month of Ramadan, one ayah is as if you're reading the whole Quran. During the regular months, you might be getting a huge reward, but not a reward as big as the holy month, as doing it in the holy month of Ramadan. You're going to be demotivated, so you're not going to be doing it. So my brothers and sisters, build these habits during the holy month of Ramadan. Get as close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you can. And my brothers and sisters, if you have a bad habit, such as lying a lot, you're not trustworthy in the eyes of people, this should be the month that you lose the habit. Arching the salah, praying one day and not praying the next. Praying 1 week and then not praying a week. My brothers and sisters, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. First of all, you don't want to get yourself used to yom al-tini. You don't want to get yourself used to that. You want to get yourself used to praying every single day. And once you start these habits, once you're the age of 17, 18, of course you can break out of these habits. It's going to be extremely hard to break out of these habits, let me tell you. It's going to be extremely hard to break out of these habits. But my brothers and sisters, that's why you got to start early. And in the holy month of Ramadan, if you get very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's going to be very easy to break out of these habits. Break out of these habits before it's too late. Because once it becomes too late, you might have children of your own. You might have children of your own. If you have children on your own, they're going to build on these habits. Especially the son. The son usually wants to become like the father. الابن بده يصير مثل الأب. If the son sees the dad praying, what is he going to do? الولد بده يبلش صلاة. as الولد يوم ما بيشوف بيو عم يصلي ما هيصلي. So my brothers and sisters, get rid of these bad habits early on so that later in your life you don't have your children building up on these habits, making the same mistake you did. And let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, once you build on these habits, let's say you're 18 and from age 13 to 18 you didn't pray, you're going to regret it so much. Let me tell you, you're going to regret it so much. Not only for yourself you're going to regret, but for the fact that you got 5 years of prayer to make up. From age 13 to age 18, you got 5 years of prayer to make up. That might seem like a little to a lot of people. That might seem like a little. But to the person that's just getting used to salah, that might demotivate him. That might make him go the other way, say, no, I don't want to start praying. I got 5 years to make up. I'll just add more years to it. And once you don't do your prayers, who's it going to go to? Who's your 20 years of prayer? Who's your 5 years of prayer? Who's your 15 years of prayer going to go to, my brothers and sisters? You're going to put that burden on your children. And just to say it, if you're not praying, your children are not likely to pray. If you don't introduce your children to religion, if you don't introduce your children to deen at a very, very young age, they might not start praying. And what's going to happen? That cycle is going to keep repeating. That cycle is going to keep repeating. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam يقول
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Rasulullah يقول لاعب صبع علم صبع صاحب صبع. Let them play for 7 years, teach them for the next 7, and become their friends for the next 7. You see today, usually the most religious kids are the ones who start off young. The ones who start, like a boy usually becomes baligh at the age of 12 to 13, correct? You see boys at the age of 9, 10 starting to pray. And you see that stays with them for the rest of their life. Till age 17, till age 18, they're praying. Why? They started young. They got used to it. Rasulullah says, from age 7 to 14, if you're teaching your children in the way of the Ahl al-Bayt, in the way of Rasulullah, and you're teaching them in the way of the Quran, there's no way they're going to become bad children unless they're just arrogant. Unless they don't truly believe in Islam. That's why you got to start them at a very, very young age. That's the most important thing for a child. Make sure you're starting them at a young age. I can't stress enough how important it is to start them at a young age. Because once they're 17, 18, what are they going to say? I don't need this. I went 18, 17 years without this in my life, and I'm doing good. I don't need this extra burden on me. When really prayer is a relief. Let me tell you, prayer is a relief. It's not a burden. And like we said, prayer takes 5 to 10 minutes. How is that a burden? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you your entire life. And out of 24 hours in a day, you don't think you could give him back an hour max? An hour max, that's your wajib deeds. 45 minutes an hour, you don't think you can give him that back? It's a burden at this point. So my brothers and sisters, the most important thing is starting your kids when they're young. So they build on these habits early, and they do the same with their children. They start them young. And Rasulullah,
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
finishes this hadith off with sahibun sabah. Be their friends for the next 7 years, and inshallah for the rest of their life. So once they're 21, that is when they're not under your control anymore. You can't tell them what to do anymore. If you tell them what to do, they can now say, no, I don't want to do it. If you tell them to pray, like right now, somebody 13, 14 years old, Bayo, صليت اليوم, دائما بيسأله صليت اليوم. Why does he ask him that? My brothers and sisters, the father asks that so in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ما بيتحاسب. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala بيقول ليش ما علمت ابنك الصلاة؟ بيقول دائما سألته صليت اليوم. He will tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was asking him if he prayed today, and I taught him the prayer. I was asking him if he prayed today. He was telling me yeah. So once they become the age of 21, they're not under your control anymore. So my brothers and sisters, for those of you, let's say our parents right now would have children at a very, very young age, start them when they're young. not only for their future, so they'll become more successful, more closer with their deen, more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, so you don't get punished for them on the day of judgment, and so they don't get punished later for not praying, let's say for those 30 years, and so they don't get punished for their children. We ask you all to pray for those that have the coronavirus. As you guys know, the coronavirus is continuing to grow. My brothers and sisters, like I always say, مش بس ندعي للشيعة للمسلمين للكل العالم. So we want to pray for everybody, because inshallah we will all get through this virus together. Not only the Muslimin, not only the Shia, will all get through this virus together. آخر دعوانا alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. My brothers and sisters, the most important thing, like I said, during this holy month of Ramadan, and like I said, I wanted to do this video right on the first day of Ramadan. I wanted to do it on the first day of Ramadan, so everybody makes the most out of the 2020 Ramadan. Due to the fact that people could say this is a special Ramadan. We're not going to be at the Marrakech as much. You're going to have a lot more free time on your hands. Use this free time very wisely, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Use it wisely. My brothers and sisters, like I said, get rid of those bad habits, these bad traits, lying, trying to avoid prayer, trying to not get close with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. وكل عام وأنتم بخير. بشهر رمضان رمضان كريم on you and your family. Inshallah, you and your family have an amazing Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.